Hello guys, welcome to a series that I call The Basics of Blender. After this series I'll do another series called The Not So Basic Basics of Blender. But that will be for more advanced stuff like creating IKs and stuff like that. Because some models won't have IKs. This will be a very short series, probably consisting of 2 or 3 parts, since I will go over a lot of stuff in here. So what you want to do is you want to click on General, or just click inside or outside of the box. You do not need to click General, but you can. So what I do is just go ahead and save it, because Blender likes to crash a lot. I'm going to save it in my videos file. What I do is like to create a file for video, well, not even videos. So what I do is create a file called Blender. And then have all my stuff like maps, models, GIF frames is just for GIFs that I make for like the Abyssal Vault. For its Game Jolt page. So yeah, what you're gonna do? I want to go to wherever you saved your models. I have it in a file saved models. Oh wait, no, this isn't opening the model. I have lost track of what I'm doing. Just go to wherever you save it. I have it in a file called vids, then workspaces. Just so I can keep it organized between poster workspaces and video workspaces. So what you're gonna do is save it as something like tutorial. You can name it whatever you want. You don't need to name it this. Then just delete these. I will not go over how to do that because I think you can figure it out by yourself. You know what? Fine, I'll go over it because I know some of y'all are going to be like, oh, what do you do? What do you do? So you either press X, which is one of the fastest way. Just click on it, go up here, or select all of them, go up here. But deleting stuff's pretty simple, so I ain't going to go too deep with that. So then you're going to want to go to File, Append. This is its version of opening a file. Do not press Link. You'll die. I'm joking. But I do not know what that does. What I think it does is make it where you can't move the model. I have no idea, but yeah, then you're going to go to where you saved your models. Just for an example, I will be using... Probably should have thought of this. Now, I will be using 2 models in this because there are very different kinds of bone structures. So what I'm going to do is use, no, not those. Not the right models. I'm going to be using hips and accurate models. I'll see if I can find the port again and use them. So I will be using, I will be using the best character. Only the best character. Endo Bendo. Admittingly the best character in this. Now you might see, you're looking a bit dull here. You're looking a bit dull. No shine, no polish. And like, what is that eye texture? Well, you see, the thing is, I might want to go ahead and save here because sometimes this can crash. Also, we'll get to why he's not in a T-pose in a minute, like in source film. So what you're going to do, you're going to click on the bone structure, which are these lines. Then go up here to object mode, select pose mode, A to select all the bones, Alt R to reset any rotation, and Alt G to reset any movement. And that will be that. So yeah, let's just go over these real quick. This is the move tool. Make them move. This is the rotate tool. We'll make things rotate. Select in the middle of any of the lines to make it free transform. And then this to lock it on axis. Yeah, pretty simple stuff, pretty essential. And this is the scale tool. Unless you are doing it, unless you are going for some reason making the animatronics do this, I do not think you'll be using that. Which I've seen people do that. Why do you make the animatronics mouth flex? They're robots. AP Angry Piggy did it. I don't know how to say your dang name. I'm sorry. But you did it for the Funtime Freddy song. or whoever animated it, because I don't think he animated it. But yeah, he did it. The person who animated that video did it, and I was like, once I noticed, I was like, what the heck? It's a metal robot. Its mouth can't flex. Anyway, I'm going on a rant. Now, if you want, now let's say a model has a already size thing for some reason like this. You will want to do Alt S for delete scale. And now let's get to why he looks so dang dull. So what you're going to do is you're going to click up here to viewport shading. It might take a little bit because Blender hates me. And it crashed. That's just pleasant. It is not pleasant. I am very mad. I have shot this thing 1,000 times. This is the 5,000th time I've tried recording this. Because I keep either forgetting things and because I do not script these. Part 2 of this is definitely being scripted. So yeah, now as you can see, he's a lot more polished. He's a lot more polished. Where you go here, you can see he already has lights. And you know, we're not lazy. But maybe you are, so you might want to keep them. And do not worry, this properties thing will not appear. This properties things will not appear when you render it. Neither will the bones. So, what you want to do if you want to delete lighting, go up here. I'm just going to delete the text. You're going to want to go up here, select lighting, to select the lights too, and X. That will get rid of them. I just realized his eyes glow. That's cool. Let's just get rid of the camera too, since I'm pretty sure most of these have weird things. Then you're going to just rename it, the file, to Endo02, or just Endo, depending on what you want to do. Then press C again, or right-click New File, to bring up another new file, and rename this one to Lights. I do not know what I just spelled. I suck at spelling. Lights. Am I still recording? Okay, good. Okay, so Lights. Now you might see that it is a bit weird with it not being fully black. Not a fully black world. So what you want to do is you want to go to here, the world properties, and just set this thing to black. Or, you know, just keep it the same and turn strength to 0, but I just prefer to do black, because why not? So yeah, then as you can see, we have Endo02 in the darkness. So now what you're going to do is go to Lights, Shift A. Oh, I forgot a step. Lights, then go to Object Mode. Shift A to bring up the Object menu, or Add. But, you know, why would you do that when the easier way is just to Shift A. Then you're going to bring in an area light, or a point light. There's not really a difference in the two, other than this one you can kind of position better. It's kind of like the light from Source Filmmaker. Now for maps, I would not use these too much, because with maps, it is very annoying. Now I use them because I'm better at this, but for beginners, I would suggest using point lights. So yeah, you're just gonna wanna do that. And as you can see now, my boy is lit up. Now what I do is I like to add a little variation in the lights. So let's just do that. Now you might see that might look a little weird, but that I can fix that. Don't worry. You're gonna wanna do another area light, and just do not change the color. That's it. Just add a white light in the face. Balance out the color with no color. But I think it looks good either way, so let's just do that. Now we're going to want to Shift A and spawn in the camera and click this little camera icon. Now, what I thought when I first started playing Blender, why can I not say the darn name? Blender is, you had to move it like this. I genuinely thought you had to do that. But nope. Let me just reset the position. All you need to do is go into it, Shift F. then you can just freely move it. Now note to self, you might see this little outline. That is what it's going to capture. Now sometimes it can be a bit small. So what you're going to want to do is go into camera, size, raise that up a little bit. But I think it's good for, okay. Well, also sometimes size does not undo. So yeah, that's a bit annoying. So yeah, let's just position it like right there. And then do this. So now what you're going to do, pose mode, select his spine, and then do that. Now let's say you want to now let's say you don't want to make him go like, you want to make him like do that, and it would be a bit harder. So what you're going to do is go up to here and do normal. That will fix the pivot and make it rotate just a bit more normally, as the name would suggest. And it's really helpful with arms. Well, we can't really see that arm, but still. And there we go. Now, what I saw one of my friends do is do this. Which, you can get a pretty precise thing. But, what I do when I'm doing eyelids or fingers, I select both of them by shift clicking. You shift click on them. Now, you might see if I move them, it's a bit weird. That's because you need to go up into here on this thing and individual origins. That will make it, not go all wonky on you. So yeah. Now another thing that's cool about these models, not every model, but some of them, is these dudes have darker eyes and under those eyes. If you delete those eyes, you get another set of eyes. If you delete that and the eyelids, you get another set of eyes. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Just a little fun fact about these models, which I like. So yeah, now same thing with the fingers. Keep individual origins on. Select the fingers. Bend them a little bit. I'm still getting used to finger posing. I'm still not good at it, in my opinion. But yeah, but this is a test, so it doesn't need to be good. Well, it ain't really a test, but it's gonna be a test for you. So yeah, then as you can see, you're just gonna raise the eyelids up, maybe lower the upper eyelid to make it not look like he's that happy. Actually, we're gonna want to make him look happy, like he's waving. Then we're gonna select the eyes. Attempt to make him look at the camera. This is something I hate doing. Especially while animating it. It's really annoying. So yeah. And there we go. Now let's say we want to make him do a simple wave. So what you're going to do is, now sometimes global will be good for like this. Global instead of normal. Will be good for something like this. But yeah. What you're going to do now is you're going to click A while in pose mode to select all the bones, and I, and then location, rotation, and scale. Well, you don't have to do scale, but I do anyway, because you never know when I might just want to make a character's head go overly sized. Of course, for meme videos. And then you're going to click this thing, which is auto keyframing. But if you don't want to do that, just do the same thing. Just move this thing, and then move it. There we go. But I prefer to use auto keyframing. It's just a lot easier for me, in my opinion. Another thing that really makes your animation do better, in my opinion, is moving the arm gradually. Make it go from the movement go from the lower arm to the hand. I mean, from, yeah. Well, it depends on what you're doing, and in my opinion, that doesn't look too good. But that might be because it's too slow. Because as you can see, if we go over to here, to output properties, our frame rate, really low. We're pretty low. Now, if you remember in Source, now if you know anything about Source, you're going to want it to be 40 or something. But in my opinion, in Blender, the best thing you can do is 30. Sadly, we'll have to do this every time you create a new scene, which I'll go into in a minute. Now, as you can see, a lot smoother, man. A lot smoother. Another thing I prefer doing is just making the body not completely still. I think, okay. And there we go. Now you can see his eyes do kind of focus away from your camera, so just fix that. And there we go. You got a little waving animation. Endo bendo be waving. So yeah, that will really smooth out your animation, because as you can see, if we were to go back to 24 frames, it wouldn't look as good. But if we were to go to 30 frames, it looks a lot better. Now I just want to see what would happen if I went to 60 frames. Super speed. That's what happens. Now, in Source, a lot of people use, I think 43. So that's why custom's good, because you can just, there we go. But I prefer to use 30 frames since I don't have to type it in. Yeah, there we go. Little test animation. Now you might see that those arms don't have IKs, but in my opinion, that's a good thing about Blender. You don't have to IK every arm. Because if you know, posing things with an IK rig can get really annoying. But I prefer to always have leg IKs. Because you never know when you might have to make a character walk. But that's something I like about Blender. IKs are optional. You do not need them. For the arms or anything like that. You do not need them. You're going to have them on, if you want, you can just have them on one arm and then the other one be FK. If you don't know what FK is, it's the complete opposite of IK, to where you can just, and then we'll go into IK next. So save this. Now what we're going to do, this is just how to create new scenes. New scene. And then there we go. We got a new scene, a new blank scene, without the endo, without anything. Then we're just going to go set this to 30 again. I do not know why this happened, but you do have to create. Well, that was embarrassing. But yeah, you have to create a new world thing, turn it to black again, and there we go. So now we're going to test out IKs. So I have the perfect model for this. I have just the perfect model. Peepaw Afton. Old Man Jenkins. This might crash. I really hope it doesn't. Okay, good. I don't think it did. Let's get a better look at Peepaw. It's Peepaw. Now, if you have ever used this model, specifically this one, you might see his eyes are all janky. You could either delete the top layer, or you could turn on screen space reflections, which I would always recommend. Don't always use bloom. Bloom you have to kind of be good at. But yeah, always use screen space reflections, because it makes everything reflect a lot better. And then if you were to turn, now, so what are you going to want to do? You're going to go into render properties, screen space reflection, make sure it's checked, and then reflections, check that, and then it will make the reflection transparent so you can see his eyes. Now, something I really like about this model, let's just reset his pose real quick, is there are properties here. So if we were to go to object data, I think. No, wrong thing. If we were to go to bone properties, select the properties thing over here, we can actually toggle FK and IKs. Fixed head, LMAO. What is that? That is not fixed. That is cursed. What is that? Boss baby looking peepaw, but cursed. That's what that is. I hate that. Why would you type? What the heck? Okay, I think what it's supposed to be doing is making his head look more like Springtrap's head. I have no idea. I think that's a joke. I really hope it is and the creator isn't serious and thinks that looks better. Oh my, goofy y'all looking. You can also toggle the suit in here, which I kind of like. So yeah, that was cursed. That was cursed. So yeah, now as you can see with this one, we have IKs. So as you can see, we cannot move the head from, not the head, the arm from up here. We have to do this. Go into movement, and then boom, we got IKs. Now I will go over to how to make IKs for models without them in the future. After all, this is just a basics of Blender. Now, this model has different eye things. One's to where you have to move this thing to move them. Now, another thing you can do is these circles in the middle. You move them and it will move the appropriate eye. Now we have Derpy Peepaw. And there we go. Now, let's just check out these eye options. Brightness, you can change the brightness of his eyes, the hue, and the saturation, which I don't really know what does because I don't really. Better suit just makes it look more like Springtrap, making him a bit more green with darker flesh. So yeah, that's what that does. This is a little fun fact about that model. Yeah, I think that's everything, because also, IKs work like the exact same in Blender, but only sometimes. Because sometimes we have these goofy models, which I don't know why they do this, or how they do this. But I'm just going to use the UFMP FNAF 2 model leaks as an example, because I just want to know how they messed this IK up, because I can do it and I'm not an expert at Blender. Yeah, I hope one day I can master it. But yeah, somehow they messed up an IK to where the one that, as you can see, this one has different bone looking things, so that's why I went over IKs, because they can look different. Somehow they made it to where the body makes the hands move. But you know, if you want the character to be holding something, that really isn't, or leaning on something, that really isn't that good. Really is not that good, my guy. Like, I'll go over a video on how to fix this. Because it is, I'll probably make model fixes myself. Go follow my DeviantArt if you want to see things like that. Because I do plan on posting model fixes like this model with the goofy acting hands. If you have a model like that, just tell me over on DeviantArt and I will fix it for you. As long as it is Blender 3.0 or above, because, well, at the moment we're only at 3.0, but you know, in the future, if you want me to, that when we hit 4.0, then I will do it, unless 4.0 changes too much. But yeah, I do not know why his textures aren't loading, but yeah, that's gonna be it for the basics of Blender Part 1. If I missed anything, please tell me in the comments. And if you want me to explain something better, I'll try. Since part 2 will actually be scripted, please tell me, and I will make sure to put in the script for part 2. Anyway, that's it for now. Goodbye. I hope this helped.